Wow. Holy shit.
All right, everybody, welcome to GLTG podcast episode 6. I don't know if I picked it up, but I really hope I did.
Oh, no.
Clay said something very insensitive.
A little bit. Oh, well.
I'm going to start doing that from now on.
Keep
You better. Oh, yeah. So, welcome to episode 6. I'm your host, Kyle. My laptop just made a noise in my ear, and it hurt. And with me is...
Clay Martin.
Hendrix. Wow. Perry. My name's Perry.
Perry leaned in to say his name first, and Hendrix cut him off. So, yeah, we have the main crew, which is me, Clay, and Perry. And a returning guest, Hendrix, my friend Kyle. David was supposed to be here with us. Clay's laughing. David totaled his car today.
Yep. I decided I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm glad you're not gonna say anything. So, a lot of my topics for today were actually based around David, so I'm kind of upset that he's not here. We're going to talk about life in the UP and anything to do up there, because apparently there's nothing.
That's all right.
And I know he has a lot of really redneck stories about the UP.
Yeah.
To stare at trees and fuck fish.
That's pretty much probably what you would have talked about. But in other news, since the last podcast, my car exploded.
Yep.
This is the second car I've blown up, and I'm not happy about it. I was driving down. I was going home. I was on 94, and I was going up the off ramp, and my car turned off. And it's not uncommon for my cellular to turn off. I think you've experienced that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hendrix nodded yes. And so my car turned off, and I just put it in neutral, turn it back on. What the fuck ever. It's happened before. Well, after I turned it back on, it started to kind of rattle a little bit, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. I'll take it to my mechanic tomorrow. So I go to work the next morning. It makes it there fine. It's kind of chirping a little bit, and it's nothing unusual. And go through the workday, get out, get in my car, on my way to the mechanic. And I'm like, whatever. Now, this motherfucker started banging. The engine started knocking.
That's a rod knock, boy.
That's a rod knock. I knew it was a rod knock.
Can you do an impression of what it sounded like for our listeners?
I can do one when I get to the good part of the story.
All right.
So, at first, it kind of sounded just like a thumping. Like thumper was in my engine bay. I'm going down the highway, and where was I? No, I didn't take the highway that day. Nope. No, wait, I did.
I did.
So, I only took a fraction of the highway to get to where I was going. So, I hop on I-75 north. I get off instantly on Holbrook, I was in Hamtramck. Now, when I got onto I-75, I floored it because you have to pace traffic. This ruined my car. I'm pretty sure this was the moment it decided it was going to die.
Oh my god.
So I'm going down. I'm fucking zooming. I'm going 40. Oh my god. And just did a spit take. And I get off the highway, and my car just is not accelerating anymore. I'm like, wow, that was a bad idea. And now it's really thumping. I'm like, fuck, dude, this is not going well for me. The top was down. It was a nice warm spring Michigan day. And I'm kind of sitting there.
Cool 50 degrees.
No, the day it blew up Saturday. No, it was Sunday.
Actual good day.
No, it was Monday.
It was like 70 or something, right?
It was a Tuesday. So, I remembered. But, yeah, it was actually really sunny. It was like 75. And I'm driving through Hamtramck, and it's not getting worse, but it's definitely not sounding any good. I get to about 8 and Mound is when my car really started to fuck itself, man. I'm at 8 and Mound, and it sounds like a machine gun. I put my hazards on. It's like, I'm like, holy shit, bro. My car's going to explode right in the middle of the road. Put my hazards on. I'm barely topping out at 35. I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to make it to my mechanic. My mechanic is at 9 in Van Dyke for people in the area. 9.5 in Van Dyke. I was at 8 in Mound. So I'm like slowly going down the road, and my hazards are on. The sun's beating down on me, and I'm like nervous. And I was driving in fourth going 20. Which my car's a stick shift for people that don't know, which is like really, really hard to do because fourth gear doesn't really go that low. But I didn't want to rev the engine too high or else it would explode. So I turn right on 9 Mile, going down 9 Mile, and I see traffic. I forgot to mention, every time I stopped my car, it turned off. And every time I turned it back on, it got worse. So I'm like, I cannot let my car turn off or it will die. I saw traffic up ahead. I'm like, fuck no. I'm taking the side streets. take the side streets. I'm rolling, stopping all of these stop signs. I can't turn my car off. I'm driving down these neighborhoods, and there are people staring at me. Just these kids looking.
Well, fuck
what
yeah!
The fuck?
All these kids outside playing, and they're just
At
like.
at this point, my car sounds like artillery cannons going off in a row.
Oh
I'm like, holy.
Kind of like
fuck.
whenever you hit a bump in the Geo in
yep.
the winter. Sounds like a
Now
cannon
multiply
fucking
that. Yeah.
went off.
So my Geo
no.
didn't have suspension, and when you hit bumps, it sounded like a cannon. Now do that 100 times a minute, and that's what the Celica sounded like before it blew up. So I'm going down these roads, and I see my mechanic in the distance. I'm like, oh, there it is, man. The home fucking stretch. This motherfucker's going 15, not moving, and again sounding like a war zone, going down the street. I pull up. First off, my car's not power steering, so getting up that ramp is fucking terrible. I pull in, grabbing the steering wheel. I pull up. I put it in park. Pull the e-brake. Turn it off. Get out. The engine starts smoking, and then all of the fluids fell out of it. I was like, "Fuck, dude! Holy shit!"
Now, when you're machine gunning up to your mechanic, did like anyone run out?
Oh,
and
they
was
all
like, what
walked
the
out.
fuck?
They all walked out. They're like, "The engine's gone, dude."
Did
I'm
like half of them say not you again and like quit on the spot?
No, because now it's dead. Now they consider they're safe. So yeah, I pull up there, and instantly, I don't know if you know John, the mechanic
No,
there.
I
He was one of the guys with the long ponytail, the really old one that's tall, always
Okay,
smoking.
okay.
So
Yeah.
he walks out and he looks at me. He goes, he just shakes his head at me. I'm
shit.
like, fuck. I'm like, is Chris here? Chris is my mechanic. He's like, yeah, he's in the office. I walk in the office, and Chris is just sitting there smiling. He goes, I heard you pull up.
Oh shit.
I was like, I'm like, Chris, is there any hope? He's like, dude, there's no way that's going to fix. And I had to call my grandpa to help me. And at first, on the phone, he was really calm. He was like, what's up? Because I never call him. And I'm like, Grandpa, my engine blew up. He's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at Friendly. He's like, well, I'll be there in a minute. I'm like, okay.
Calm before the storm.
He gets there, and he just starts screaming at me.
Yep.
And I was pissed off, man. I'm like, my car just blew up. I'm not having a good day. And I'm like, Grandpa, I am not in the mood for this. I said that. I'm like, Grandpa, I'm having a rough week. I'm not in the mood for this. He goes, so what? And he walks away. I was like, whoa, I almost walked away. It's like, it's your fucking problem now. But yeah, so my car blew up, and I was in the search.
You got a new baby now.
I was in the search for a new car. I have a bad history of buying cars with people. I never get what I want. And it's my money, which
And
is
when you do get something you want, it's a piece of shit.
Like
Hence
Celica.
the Celica.
yeah. So
Too bad.
it was a rough couple of days. My grandpa offered to help me, which I was very terrified of, for good reason, because he bought me the Impala that also had a broken engine. Except it was my money, so I bought it. He just picked it out. It was bad. So, anyways, Perry. Fuck.
Oh my god.
What? Get a new chair. There's a plastic one right behind you.
Bro, this bitch is busted. I know.
He's just sitting in it.
It sounds like he's just like crinkling a fucking Pepsi's can. Like,
So,
like dude, shut the fuck up.
And he
So,
keeps doing it.
I know he's like
making
rocking
the
back and
noise.
forth. So,
Alright.
I go to the bank with my grandpa the next morning to get. Ah, man, I hate this location. We need a place to record this.
Damn.
We go to the bank to get pre-approved for a loan, fill out all the paperwork, whatever, and we leave and we start going to find cars. We go to all the used car lots in Centerline, which I know we've talked about is literally just one giant used car lot. So there were lots of cars to pick from. None of them were stick shifts, and the ones that were fucked and really expensive. So I was already scared from the start, from the get-go. And I spent the entire day sending my grandpa private owner cars that were all stick shift and all what I would like, and he just blew them all off. So we spent the entire day looking for cars to no avail, and I go home kind of disappointed or whatever. I ended up going to Sky's house, a friend of ours. I went up to her house, and I was there for quite a bit, and I get this call from my grandpa. I'm like, why is my grandpa? It was like 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like, this can't be good.
You should be asleep 4 hours ago, man.
I
What
know.
Are you doing?
Old man. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello? And I get the bad news. He's like, my brother has a car for you for $500. I said, this
$500, really?
This
Holy
this could
shit.
either be really good because he restores old cars, so this could be a fucking awesome car, or it could be something really fucking shitty. Now, granted, the car I do have now is not shitty. It's just really old, but not old as in this is a sports car. Old as in this is a 1996 Plymouth Voyager, which is not even a company anymore. So I have a minivan now.
He's got that mom van.
I got that mom van.
Yeah, and so three doors, man.
3 doors. It's like David's old Safari.
Right. You should be a Manny.
Crank
like,
windows.
Take kids to soccer practice.
Yeah.
Side gig.
So this thing is actually dope as shit, though. I've been driving around for a couple hours now.
Well,
No, trust me. This thing. All right. First off, it's 1996. Has 103,000 miles.
wow.
That engine will never die. It's a V6, 3 liter. So it's more
Man,
powerful
you say
than
that
your
about
fucking car.
Toyota engines.
I mean,
and
I blew
guess
up too.
what? It died.
My engine
Yeah,
blew
dude, you
up.
can't say that. You gotta just roll with the punches.
The engine
and-
for my Jeep blew up at 130,000. So
How much horsepower does it have?
150. It's not more powerful than yours. I was just saying. It's
Yeah,
not
why'd
bigger.
you point at me? You say it's more powerful.
Well, guess what, bitch? It doesn't have a sunroof.
I know.
It's got crank windows.
It does? Wow,
Yeah.
I love it.
I literally said that.
Classic.
So it's got seating for
Wanna
7.
race?
Yeah, I'll race you, bitch. I got a fucking.
Dude,
I'll
let's
beat
race.
you like
I
I
want to
did in
race.
when you
I want to
were in
race
Celica.
too.
Yeah, it's like I didn't have a working throttle. Huh?
I want to race too.
Okay.
I'll,
Yeah, I
I'll,
wanna
I'll race
race.
you in that car. I wouldn't race you in whatever. You
Bro,
always
I'll
ask me
beast
about.
mode on all of you.
Beast. Let's do it.
He's
all
got
4 of
he's
us.
got a 4 liter.
Oh, look at that shit. 4-wheel drive. Ooh, I'm peeling. I'm peeling in all 4 tires.
Yeah. So
Let's do it.
I have a minivan now, and that's what I wanted to open with.
Yeah.
It's very depressing.
I mean, it's blue though.
It's fucking.
That's supposed to make
It's
it better.
bad. It's a
Yeah,
bad
man.
blue. It's not
Yeah,
like
No,
like-
dude,
it's
that's
like
like
baby
lightning
blue.
blue.
No, it's not baby blue. That
No.
shit's ocean blue. It's
Electric
teal.
blue.
That
That car
shit
looks radical.
That shit look like a bad ocean view.
No, dude.
Yeah.
No.
The bumper is fucking faded blue too. Did
It's
you
like
notice that?
an overcast day. Like that's what the water looks like. Like it looks fucked. No offense.
It's just no.
Nah, bro.
bro.
All 3 of them are wrong, bro. It looks cool.
So I got lots of plans for this car. I actually wrote them down. Hold on, I got the list right here.
Racing stripes.
Yeah, that's not written
Body
down,
kit.
but so
Plastic dip.
3 cans of peel paint. So we're all gonna put our touch on it. LED strip. I'm gonna put an LED strip on the roof inside the car, so it's gonna be wrapped around and have like a fucking disco ball in there. I'm not gonna put the disco ball in there, but I'm just
Why
saying.
don't you just hook up some Christmas lights at that point?
Where the fuck am I gonna plug those in?
Huh?
Are you an idiot?
Get it converted.
That would kill my car.
Yes,
No, I just got a new battery. Obviously, wash and vacuum, wax, deep clean. I want Perry to help me with that. Remove the wheel covers. I kind of want to get rid of the wheel covers because they're plastic and stupid. I'll just run with the steels. I think that look better. I'm thinking about removing 1 row of seating or both. Not both. I don't think I'll do because I do need some seating for people.
Crew car.
So I think I want to do what David did and take out the middle row because there's only 2
Yeah.
seats in the middle row and then the 3 in the back.
Yeah.
So we'll have a lot of open space in the front area, the middle of the car.
It'd be like a limo, dude.
Yeah, I have to put the car supplies back in from the Celica. New speakers, new radio, and I want to do a curtain in like behind the driver's seat. And if I get rid of the middle row, that would work perfectly. So
Yeah.
that if we ever do like sit in that car and hang out in that car, it's perfect. Also, all of the windows are tinted except for the front windows, so it'd be perfect.
There's some sketchy things in that
Hey,
car.
kid, you want some candy?
No, it's not that bad.
No.
it's too small for that. So yeah, if any of you have any ideas for my new car, let me know because it's officially registered as of today.
I like
preserve
that
it
shag
pretty
carpet
well.
idea you had earlier.
I think. What
I
you
still
should
say
do-
put a mattress in there too.
That's too much. I might do that if I ever like go somewhere with just one person, and then I'll do that.
Ew. Don't look at me like that.
You weren't supposed to tell them.
Sorry.
Anyways, Perry, what were you saying?
I'm thinking what you should do, and it's gonna sound boring as fuck, but you should just like preserve it pretty good until you're able to buy your next racer, bro.
No, I mean I want to do that, definitely. But like, think about a curtain. I could just fucking pick up a blanket and like tack it. to
Okay,
the
that's
roof.
true, but he's talking about shag carpet.
I'm not. I don't think I'll do shag carpet. That was a funny joke. It would be cool. Okay, it wouldn't be cool. It would be interesting to do. But first off, that shit is hard as fuck to clean, and I know y'all are gonna be eating in my goddamn car. So
Wow, straight
yeah,
up.
Hendrix over there,
Don't look at me.
fucking fat ass.
Hey dog, 2 Whoppers for $6. Can't
Shut
beat
up.
that.
Yeah, can't beat that. So, and honestly, the only thing I would like I really want to do is get the new speakers, and that's only a couple hundred.
Yeah.
And there's only 4 speakers in that car, so you can't, it's not gonna be that bad.
And you can jack up the sale price when you finally get rid of it.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Unless you take
definitely
the speakers out for the Celica
Nah.
if they're like
For the Celica?
interchangeable. Oh, never mind. I mean, your
blew out
next
one of my
racer.
speakers.
I figured you'd probably just buy a Celica.
Bro,
again.
I probably would, to
I
be
know.
honest. I'll get an MR2, a 1988 MR2, mid-engine.
There you go.
So, with that, let's move on, because that was a 20-minute conversation right there about my goddamn car life.
Yeah, we could talk about that shit for hours.
Yeah, I have a
go.
lot of car stories. Like I said,
Indeed.
blew up 2 of my 4 cars now. 2 for 4.
Almost
Yeah, you're on
3.
number 4.
Could have been the Impala too.
I almost
you
blew that car up. I just
It's-
got rid of
it's
it in
number
time.
4 over the course of what, 2 years?
Yeah, I got my first car in May of 2016, so it's been exactly 2 years.
Wow.
So I did want to bring up the gap in episodes, because by the time this comes out, dude, it'll be like 2 weeks.
2020.
It'll be 2020, because as of the time we record this, we still haven't released episode 5, which should have been released like 3 days ago. But David has been doing finals and hasn't gotten to it.
Yeah.
Also,
now
a
he's not going to get to
fucking
anything
idiot.
because he, fucked
Dude,
up
this
his car.
motherfucker. So the system we had was, while he was in college, he would edit them and then put them in the Google Drive, and then I would take them out and upload them with my super fast internet. I think we have. What do we have at the Detroit House Pair? Rocket Fiber. It's one of those really crazy ones.
I haven't checked.
So I would just upload. It would take like 20 minutes. For 2 hour, 1 hour video, it's like 3 or 4 hours to do. It's long. So that's what we would do. And we started running out of storage because we only get 15 gigs. And so David started deleting the old episodes because I have the hard copies on my laptop. And then he was like, well, it's not working. It still says the storage is full, so I don't know how to fix it. I went in there and I looked at it. He didn't empty the trash can. I'm like, dude, you fucking idiot. Like, it's still in there. You have to actually delete it.
He just put it in the trash can. Like, oh, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
There it goes.
And then this idiot, I told him when it happened like 2 days ago, I was like, dude, check the trash can. I emptied it for you. And then he never responded. He's like, hey, did you ever fix that problem we were having? I'm like, dude, 2 days ago I did. Where the fuck have you been? So that's why there's no episode. We actually just record these for fun. We don't even upload them anymore.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's why. I've been meaning to talk about this for a couple weeks now, about meeting new people. So, being in high school, you've known these kids. If you go to the same high school you've been going to, the same school's like district you've been going to for your entire life, like you've known these kids for maybe 12 years at this point. And going out into the real world and not knowing anyone and starting to put yourself out there and meeting new people is really scary.
Yeah,
You
I agree.
really only get a taste of that in high school if you start working.
Yeah, like once you start your job and then you meet those people, but even then it's kind of limited. So I've been
Unless you work like retail or something.
yeah, but even then like you're not really talking to those people. Like, fuck them, but
You're just fucking them.
You're just
not
fucking them.
talking.
You're not
no
talking to
conversation.
them.
But that's why most people go to college and they just meet a whole new batch of crazy ass like amount of people from all over anywhere you could even think of.
Do you
And that's
really
a lot of pressure
become
too.
friends with them though?
A lot of people do.
acquaintances.
No, a lot of people.
No, it depends
have
on-
college friends for like the rest of their lives.
yeah, I mean people more so have college lifetime friends than high school.
Yeah.
See, this is an interesting conversation because I have plenty of experience trying to meet new people. Because, like, my whole life, like, I've been largely, like, sedentary. I just don't talk to people at all. For, like, half of my life, I didn't even give a fuck about people. Like, I was just truly, apathetic. It was weird. But once I started to break free of that, like, I still wasn't, like, meeting people ever. Like, I had one friend for, like, 8 years. Well, at the time, it was probably more like 4 or 5. His name was Alex, man. And, like, I don't know. Every time I tried to go out to, like, parties and shit, or, like, I mean, he was the guy that was like, Barry, you need to fucking start meeting other people besides me. And I'm like, yeah,
Trying to
maybe.
get rid
He
of
was
it.
he was like a
Well-
social butterfly though. Like he was,
Yeah.
he was
exactly.
everywhere all the time.
And, I mean, he wasn't, like, a dick about it. I think he was just really looking out for me.
Well, yeah, because what if God forbid something happened to him and y'all don't become friends? Like you're not friends anymore, and then you're just alone. It's
Right.
better to have more than 2 or 3 friends.
He was more just interested in, like,
your well-being.
yeah, my own personal interests. So I appreciated that. And he would always, like, bring me along to, like, parties and events. And, like, I don't know. I just could not, like, have connections with people, and it was weird. But like growing up lately has taught me a lot about because I really have started branching out just everywhere in every direction, trying to meet people. I mean, most of them were at jobs and stuff, but I also went on like websites and shit for like platonic friendships, like specifically, and it was rewarding because it taught me what I like in people and like what I want to look for in people and like what I want from myself. So even if none of them were like permanent friends, like it is super important to like start building connections as an adult, because otherwise you just get left behind when you're older.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you end up a fucking loser. And you have no friends.
Yeah.
And you're
Like-
and you're like 80 years old.
You an
Well,
old
I'm not
bitch
80, I'm not 80
yelling
years
at
old.
children all the time. That's what
Yeah.
happens to them.
Like Hendrix.
Hello?
No, I've been, meeting new people now because I dropped out of college, so I don't have that element of like meeting new people. My element is the coffee shop. I meet people here or at restaurants where I met Sky. And dude, some of these people are just whack as fuck, and it scares me. Like meeting new people is actually a terrifying experience because, like I said, the people you're friends with in high school, you've known almost your entire life.
Even
at
if you're
that
not
point.
friends with them, you still know
You
them
know
because
them.
you've been in the same place for like 8 fucking years, 7 years,
Yeah.
whatever. But then now you meet people like, oh hey, they seem cool, and then like a couple weeks go by and you're like, oh wow, this person's actually out of their fucking
Crazy.
mind. Like
Yeah,
it's
man.
hard.
So I don't know. I just, I went to Detroit with a group of people I met here, and while it was fun, it was just a really weird experience because these are people that are completely different from me and that I couldn't really relate to. And while I had fun, I was still scared the entire time. But
Why
yeah,
were you scared?
because they were new. I was out of my element because I'm best with people I know, obviously, like most people are. And these are people I'd never met before.
That's interesting because that's a perspective I don't have. Like my whole life, I feel like I've been alienated from everybody. So it's like trying to meet new people, like was scary years ago for me.
But now it's just normal.
Now it's like nobody really truly knows me, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, because I knew one person in this group, and she invited me to go out with them, and I was kind of skeptical about it. I'm like, I don't know, it seems kind of weird. Like I don't know anyone here. Like I literally met them like 10 minutes before this. They all walked in while I was hanging out with her. And they're like, "Hey man, what's up?" And they introduced me and everything. And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm on a name basis with these people." And then they're like, "Okay, well we're gonna go." And she's like, "Oh, I guess we're going out. Would you like to come?" And I was like, I don't know.
Gee.
And then Mike started pestering me about it too. Mike, the owner of the coffee shop we're in, and he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna go out with him? You're not gonna have fun?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll go." And then I went out to dinner with these people, and I had a nice little dinner.
You didn't get murdered.
Didn't get
It's
murdered.
like there's this movie.
I drove my own car though. I didn't want to be stuck
Okay.
there.
There's this
To
movie
be
like
sure.
that where this like group of like popular kids like invite this nerdy kid to hang out with them like, at
Thanks.
someone's house. No, listen. No, listen.
I mean, can
And
you
so
really
they go
deny
to
not being
this
nerdy?
person's house and like they're like playing spin the bottle or whatever, and then as this nerdy kid's kissing like this hot girl, they fucking murder him. They shove knives in his head and they sacrifice him for a book that grants wishes.
Wow.
What
So
the fuck
that's
do you watch?
It's on Netflix, bro. It's called The Babysitter.
Oh, I did see a preview for this.
Yeah, that's like what fucking happens. It is whack as hell.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds really.
That's what that reminded me of. Like, hey, we just met you, but come hang out with us. You're like, oh, gee, we're
Let's
gonna
do
get
that
knives
when we
shoved
get
in my
our
head.
apartment.
What?
What?
Just find a
Invite
random person,
people
invite them
and
over.
kill them. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Sacrifice them. Find a book.
First one's RJ.
Alright.
I mean,
Wow.
RJ doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, he does.
Oh shit.
He listens to him long enough to where he can like talk shit about him.
This
and,
is
like,
25 minutes and I don't think
to,
we'll
to
get
our
here.
different friends.
Yeah, that's all right. I hope RJ.
None of my
hears that.
friends
I
listen
will
to this at
kill
all.
you.
They have no interest at all whatsoever.
Good.
They badgered me about it for like a week, and then they just never even listened to it. Like, so what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I'm like, I don't fucking like. What do you mean? Like, it's just
'cause it's fun.
a
It's just
thing.
something
Like,
to
why
do.
wouldn't I?
Just
Like,
something to do.
Yeah, they
it's an
sound like
hour of my
squares,
day.
bro. Fuck
Yeah,
'em.
my friends suck dick. Shout
Thanks.
out.
Squares.
All right. Did you hear all the kerfuffle with Elon Musk, our homeboy?
Nope.
I have not.
Wow, really? So he had a meeting yesterday with his like his stock analysts and all those fucking pompous assholes, you know.
Okay.
And they were all like asking him questions, but they're all this is all I didn't really read the article because I didn't give a fuck because it was too wordy. But essentially they were asking him questions about the stocks and like people's demand for the cars. And he just started cutting people off and calling them boneheads.
Oh my god.
And the Tesla stock went down like 5% or something like that because he was like just insulting people.
Dude, this. Oh my god.
Well, no, because they're asking him dumbass questions like, you know, honestly, I don't.
What propels the car?
No, not that fucking stupid.
Are you sure?
They're about the stocks, not about the car. Anyways, and then
What's the stock?
he cut them off to talk to a guy who was actually interested in the car.
Like, so he cut them off
Mid-question,
verbally?
yeah.
Okay, I kind of thought you meant like in a car. Like he just fucking like
It was a phone interview.
Sorry.
Yeah, are you an idiot?
Well,
They
Elon Musk
drag racing
instantly-
trying to
I
catch
thought-
up to him.
I
Like, I need
assumed
to
he
ask
would
you
be in a
something.
car. So no, continue.
What is your view on
make-
that?
That's what I thought. Like he was just like driving away from.
Fuck you.
You're so stupid. It hurts.
Sorry, I missed the phone call. It was a phone interview part.
Well, I don't think it was a phone interview. It was literally just people were in a room, like a conference, about the stocks.
Okay, I missed that.
Anyways, he apologized on Twitter today, and he was like, "I shouldn't have been rude to these people, but he was.
But
and
fuck
it's
him.
all over. Nah, it'll be fine. It always is. Although that was pretty ballsy to do
Yeah.
to people that control your stock to just like start insulting them. Called him a bonehead. He's like, I don't like these bonehead questions. He's like, all right, this
I mean,
guy.
that's not even that bad though. He could have said our president said worse shit to people, bro. That's the
true.
least of our worries.
Let's not get political.
No, I'm just saying. It's
Right.
not. He could have said something way worse.
Yeah. So in lieu of fucking cars and car speak, I want to talk about money and saving money because
Yeah, we
Money,
need-
money, money, money.
Clay Hendricks and I all plan on moving out together, and
Hopefully,
you know you don't have to be that quiet with the glass.
I'm
I
trying not to
appreciate
make
it.
noise. All right, like
I'll punch you in the face.
I really was about to.
not
do
at
it.
the latest is July 1st, but we're like the first person.
I wouldn't say
I'm
the
the
latest.
first
I would
person.
say
That's the minimum.
Well,
July
would say
1st.
latest.
no, because
Yeah.
that was when like one of the leasing was.
Yeah,
And
when it would open up. That was the
Yeah.
earliest, not the latest that we could get in.
well, what I'm saying is it's the latest and earliest because what they said, what they told.
It's both.
I mean, kind of. It really is. What they told me is
No, it's
what-
one of them.
What they told me, all right, was that they will call me at the latest July 1st or earlier. But then it's also the earliest opening because they can put in like a 30-day.
He left out that entire part when you told us that.
I did not.
Yes,
I
you did.
literally told you guys.
No, you said July
I
1st is
said-
when leases are up. That's what you said to
Who's
us.
Lisa?
Shut up.
Lisa Simpson.
So
Perry's like crying right now.
Perry actually has experience moving out on his own.
Yeah, it was cool as fuck. It was definitely the most like validating thing ever for a 20-year-old.
You were 19 at the time, weren't you?
Yeah. Wow, I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
was
be
19.
19. You're gonna be what?
I'm
18?
currently 19.
I'm gonna be
Wow.
18. Are you fucking
I
stupid?
said you are 18. I
no,
said
you
you're
didn't.
what? 18.
We can play that back. You said, "What are you gonna be 18?"
Play it back.
No, I
Jim.
said what are you like? 18?
So I literally have the evidence
Dog,
right here. Why you
whatever,
arguing?
Let's
with
go
me?
on with the
God, I hate
This
you.
is it.
And
fucking hate you.
They're just gonna fight, and we're just gonna record all of it.
That's pretty much all we do. I don't know.
No,
Like
I'm
a
just
married
saying, like,
couple.
if we live together, you know how many pranks are gonna go back and forth? Like, as long as
Yeah,
What's a
dude.
prank?
I have.
I said prank. the two rules I got against it is don't fuck with my sleep or my food.
Listen.
And we're
So I
cool.
can fuck with your girlfand though.
No.
She comes out
my
and like one of those fucking
You can't,
hands that
do
like
that. I mean, you can.
face palms her with the shaving cream.
I mean, if you want, but she might like
Smack cam?
start-
Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. She
Just
might start
fucking
crying if
smack
she's
his
like wearing a lot
girlfriend?
of makeup, though.
Why she's in the house? Who's gonna see her?
Just because he ruined makeup. That's the only thing.
Oh,
Anyway,
well,
I
she's
have-
in the house. Anyways,
I have friends who were friends previous and then moved in together, and that's all they fucking do is fuck with each other all the time, constantly. So I don't see how we would be any different.
yeah,
Truly, I
especially
truly
you and
don't.
me. Like I hate you.
Yeah, yeah, dude, your shit's getting fucked with.
I'm gonna
No
come in your
doubt.
socks.
He's gonna pee in your
I already
pretzels.
do that, so
Why?
I wouldn't be that worried.
Crunchy socks.
Did you hear that?
Fucking
Huh?
Clay's
So,
gonna throw it at you.
he's gonna pee in your
pretzel.
pretzel. He's gonna pee in your pretzel.
No.
bro.
I don't think we can say that.
Let's
He might get in
let's
trouble.
not get into that. Yeah,
He might get in
I
trouble
might
for
get
that.
arrested.
Shut up.
Dude,
No,
I
it's
should
true.
have gotten like legit ass trouble for that.
For
man.
nothing. He didn't do anything.
I didn't
Anyways.
do it. No, but
You're not a crook.
let's continue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, man. But back to the main topic of saving money. That's something I've never really done in my life. Like I've saved a little bit here
You
and there.
haven't been able to because
Yeah.
of your shitty ass cars.
Luckily, I have a car that.
I know, dude. That's,
Is
what,
it
that's,
as
that's my
shitty?
only
Knock on
concern
wood
about
there.
Kyle being a roommate is like I feel
No,
like
I always have the money to purchase things in the moment. I never have it saved up, so that's what I have to do is save up for the
Yeah.
initial down payment. But monthly, I can do it. It's gonna be like what $350. I make that in a week.
monthly isn't gonna
Yeah,
be
and your
that
fucking
bad.
running joke with me is that I'm a millionaire because I'm a cheap fuck.
You are.
I'm not.
All right.
I paid for my own
let's
college
see
courses.
that bank account, bro.
It's
Let's
like-
all
yeah,
flex it. Let's
asshole.
flex it out.
$3,000. That's it.
Whoa.
it.
You want to see mine?
And I'm about, I'm about to maybe get another raise coming soon. I'm about to be
I'm about
working
to get a
full
raise,
time
too.
because college is about to end for the semester. So I'll be saving more money to be able to afford everything.
So you can pay for me?
And to pay for my college courses for next semester.
See, that's the best choice I ever made was dropping out. I don't have to pay for that shit.
I don't have to pay out of pocket. Thank fuck. I
Yeah,
can't even
lucky
imagine.
you. Must be nice.
Yeah. Shout out FAFSA.
Fuck
See,
you,
but
FAFSA.
he's gonna have loan debt,
Yeah, I'm gonna have
and
loan debt
you
like
And
nobody's
I'm not.
business.
it aren't exactly.
Nobody's
until
business.
like I have to actually transfer to a full
university or something, you know?
university.
My college one semester for me was $200 because I had the Bold Future application for Wayne State. So I only had to pay $200. Yeah, it's a real bold future
Really
there.
ironic.
But so I only had to pay $200, and I was like, this isn't for me. And now I don't have to pay for anything.
Did
It's
you
fine.
plan on going to a trade school anyway?
Yeah, I wanted to. For
I
mechanics.
mean, you still can.
I know I can, but I don't have time or money right now. I don't really. I'll do it in the future when I'm like 25. You know, but I'm fine where I'm at now. I'm making enough to get by. I'm making way more than minimum. So
Yeah.
that's really all I can ask for in Michigan. Fuck.
Yeah, we're both making $3 above.
Hopefully
Yeah.
I don't quit my job before we try to move out.
No, you're not allowed
Because
to.
of my-
Yeah,
You're
don't-
not allowed
don't
to.
do that.
I'm literally not.
My
letting you.
recent experiences there. have
Yeah.
been
So what
pretty-
happened?
Jesus, actual fuck. Okay, so this is a very unfortunate day for me. Now, this hasn't been the first time that anything fucking crazy or weird has ever happened, but this is definitely the most crazy or weird. So, I think what day was this? This was a couple days ago.
It was a couple
Earlier
days
this
ago.
week.
I think it was Monday.
I was working. Had a 4 to midnight shift, and that's when we closed. So I was the closer. And when I first got there, the guy whose shift I was taking over for is this old guy. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, be careful today. It's been kind of weird. Like, just keep your eye, keep whatever you say, keep your wits about you. I don't know, whatever old people say to me." And so I was like, "Okay, whatever." And so the second I clock in, this lady comes in. And she looked insane. She just looked crazy. And the reason why I knew that is because her pants were not on her body. Her whole ass was out in the open for the whole
Was she
world.
wearing underwear?
No. It was just her bare ass was just boom, right there, man. And it was it was okay. So she walks in. She kind of keeps walking in and out of the store. And she finally comes in and comes up to me. And she asked me where the lighters were. That was her only concern, was where the lighters were. So we can kind of deduce what's up with this lady. So she tries to hand me $1. I just said, they're actually $1.89, and she just kept trying to hand me this $1, and I'm just like, it's more than $1. I can't do anything with that. And so she left again, kept coming back inside. Then she comes inside, and there's customers in line at the register next to me, and she just stands right next to these two young guys. They're just waiting in line trying to buy shit, and this lady just stands right next to them, and her ass is out, and these guys are looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do right now. And so finally, after my manager kept asking her what she was doing or if she needed help, because my manager would ask her if she needed help, and she would just get scared and scurry away from her, and it was really bad. So then finally she left, and I thought that was the last I would see of her until literally fucking 15 minutes before we were closing. She comes back in. She's wearing completely different clothes. This time her ass is covered, but her tits are out. She has one of those cardigans, but she wasn't wearing a shirt underneath it, so her tits are just out there for everyone to gaze upon.
Great.
She comes in, and I told my manager again, hey, that lady that was here earlier, she's back, and she just told me to follow her around, make sure she doesn't steal shit. So I'm like, okay. So I follow this lady around. She's putting a bunch of random shit in the cart, And so finally she comes up to the register, and I'm like, okay, maybe she's actually going to buy shit, and there's nothing wrong with this lady. Maybe I'm just, like, being judgmental, whatever. So I ring up all of her stuff. It came out to, like, $78. And so I'm like, there's no fucking way. You didn't even have, like, 89 cents to get a lighter earlier. There's no way you got $100 in a matter of 8 hours. I don't know. People are crazy, but whatever. So I told her the total. She goes in her purse, and she takes out a $100 bill. And this isn't your average $100 bill. This $100 bill is ripped in half, wet, and also it says in the corner, play money. Bright and bold, just says play money on it. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. And so I look at it, and I just kind of slid it back to her because I didn't want to hold it because it was wet, and I don't know what the wetness was. So I just kind of slid it back to her. Like, I can't accept that. And then she looks at me, she's like, oh, yeah, it's ripped. And I'm like, yeah, it's ripped, but it's from, like, fucking Monopoly or something, so I'm not going to take that. So she leaves. She does that thing where she keeps leaving and coming back again. And finally, she leaves. The last time she left, I'm like, fuck this. I don't care. So I lock her out. It's like 10 minutes before I close. I'm closing this door. Like, there's no way I'm letting her back in here. And so I had to lock like, a couple customers inside. And so I just kept warning. I'm like, hey, if you go out there, there's some lady acting weird. Like, just be careful. And I told this to this one lady, and she was just like, I'm not worried about her. Like, she kind of like offended that I told her to be careful. I'm like, I know you could probably beat the shit out of her, but I'm just saying, forewarning. So finally, I let everybody leave, and she's still out there. But then after everybody left, it's just me and my manager. My manager was in the office, and she's out there, and I kind of was like ducking because I closed the security gate halfway because she kept looking in at me, and it was making me really uncomfortable. So like, fuck that. So I was like kind of like peeking underneath it to see what she was doing. She's just kind of like out there just like twitching around. She started like yelling to herself, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I might have to call the cops right now. So like, when we close, we have to like stand out there and close all the doors and lock everything. And if she's just standing there, it's gonna be fucked.
I appreciate
it. And so I gotta make sure that's not me too. Holy shit, where are my keys at?
Not me.
I doubt it's all you.
Anyways, so
I don't have a key fob, so it's not me.
So we go out there, and she's kind of like in the back. She's like kind of behind the store, and we lock all this shit up. And I'm standing there. I'm waiting for my manager to get in her car because she was closer to the manager, and I want to make sure she didn't like get fucking attacked by this lady. And so I make sure she gets in her car okay. And as I'm standing there, the lady notices me. She notices that I'm just standing there like watching like her and my manager, and then she starts walking towards me.
No.
And that's when I was like, fuck this. I literally turned around, I sprinted to my car. I just booked it to my car. I get in my car, and then this is when I started filming on Snapchat, if you saw my Snapchat. And so I was like losing my shit. I'm like, no fucking way. So finally I kind of calmed down because I didn't want to drive like all panicky. So I calm myself down, and I go to leave, and as I'm leaving through the parking lot, this lady is like walking towards my car, and she kind of like stops in the middle of the parking lot. And I just drove past her. I'm like, okay, fuck that. And then I get onto the street, and as I'm like pulling onto the street, she is walking towards my car again. She went from the parking lot to the road, the main road, and it's like
your car.
She's following my fucking car. And so I see her, and then she kind of like gets like way too close to my car. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. So I just sped out, and I just zoomed down the street, and that was the last I saw of her. And hopefully I never see her again.
She'll be back tomorrow.
No, dude, she scared the shit out of me because her appearance, like, she was older, but I've always had this like genuine fear of like older ladies whose hair's all kind of fucked up and they look like witches. Like, ever since I was a kid, I think it was something from a movie, but that's what she looked like, some straight out of my fucking nightmares, and so I just couldn't handle it. So,
I don't blame you, dude. I would be sketched out too. Like, what the fuck is she about to do, man?
I don't
Pull this shit
fuck
out.
if I know, dude.
That reminds me of when I was driving home. I don't even know where I was from. I don't even know where I was coming home from. It was a couple months ago. It was cold out, and that's why I remember it was a couple months ago. And I have to stop at a few intersections that are very sketchy on my way home. And I pull up to this one next to a gas station. It's a Valero, so you know it's a ghetto. Because, fuck, dude, Valero is bad gas. And I pull up to this light, and there's this woman just standing in the middle of the road. And she was talking to the person in front of me. I don't know. I think they were making a right turn or something, so they dipped. And I pull up, and she, like, starts walking towards my car. I'm like, man, fuck. I don't want to deal with this shit. It's, like, 12 o'clock or 1 in the morning, and I was not having it. And so I, like, crack my window just enough to hear her. She's like, excuse me, I forget what she asked me at first.
I think wasn't to get to, like, the next
No,
layer
that was
or
at the
something?
end of the conversation.
Okay.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she probably fucking asked me for some money.
Okay.
Or she wanted me to take her to an ATM. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, ma'am, no. I'm not letting you in my car.
All right, like no fucking
fuck
way,
no.
man.
I didn't say fuck no. I was like, I'm sorry. No, I have to go home. It's late. I have work in like 5 hours. I'm going home. She's like, please just let me, just take me to the nearest ATM. I'm like, there's a gas station right the fuck there. Go there.
Right,
No, I bet you they're gonna. Fuck, dude, I was so pissed off. And so she's like arguing with me. This light was the longest fucking light I ever dealt with in my life. I'm like,
Of
I've been
course.
here for 3 minutes. She's just talking to me, and I'm like, ma'am, please, like, I'm not giving you money. I'm not letting you in my car. And she's like, well, can you at least drive me to the next light? I look down. I don't even see a fucking light. I'm like, there's nothing down there. She's like, I'll suck your dick. It's really cold. Please just let. I was like, what? I like blocked out everything after that. I'm like, I have to
You'll
go.
suck my dick. Wait a minute.
I was like,
I
oh,
would have just
interesting.
ran the red.
What I did was I ended up doing. She's like, just down the road. I'm like, actually, I'm turning right. I said, go ask him. Just somebody else pulled up. I drove away. I was like, fuck no, I'm not dealing with this shit.
That's insane, man.
I think I see her every once in a while too. Luckily, I got a new car. She'll never recognize me now.
Nice.
If you ever need like to bust one real quick,
It
where
was
to go.
it was at Grand Boulevard and what's this street?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Rosa Parks. But yeah,
Rosa Parks. Damn, bro.
so that's that. I have experience in that department too, Clay.
Yeah.
Rosa
It's
Parks.
really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And so there's always like a different element because like I feel like if it's a dude, I'd be less afraid. Because
Are you kidding?
I kind of feel like I would.
I'd be way more
I feel
afraid.
like I would be less. Well,
Some dude
that's
walks
not
up to
true.
my car, I'd be
That's
like,
not
we gotta go.
Because I had another run in Tennessee with a guy that came up to me. Holy fuck, that guy scared the shit out of me because I just got off the bus. This is a school field trip, dude. I just get off the bus, and this guy comes up to me. I thought he was our tour guy. I thought he was our tour guy because why else would this guy extend his hand to me to shake my hand, and he's standing right outside our bus. So I went to go shake his hand. He's like, I need money, man. Dude, and he was just like so shaky. I couldn't understand a fucking word he said, but I got so scared. I just like ran away.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's like the time I was in San Francisco. And I was with my grandpa. I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but I was in San Francisco with my grandpa and a few of his friends. And we were walking down, just, exploring the city. It's a city we've never been in before, and we're just having fun. At least I'd never been there. And, of course, there's going to be peddlers and fucking scammers out there in any big city. And this guy walks up to me. Kind of short. I'm not too tall, so it was, like, kind of a little weird that this guy was so short. But he walks up to me. He's like, hey, man, I'll shine your shoes, and I'm going to guess while I'm shining them where you got them. Now, if I guess it right, you owe me $20. No, he said, if you guess it right, you'll have to pay me. But if I don't get it right, you get a free shoe shine. And I'm like, okay, that's a fair deal. Actually, I didn't say anything to him. He just started going at it. And because I was a kid. I was like 16 at the time. And so they know they know their targets, man. This fucker. So he gets down on his knees and he starts shining my shoes. He's like spit shining them too. I'm like, that's kind of gross, whatever. He's going at it and he's just making general conversation, blah, 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 blah. He's like, all right, you got this one on your left foot and you got that one on your right foot. That's $20. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's not how this works at all.
Right.
I was so pissed off. I looked at my grandpa. He's like, well, give him $20. I was like, huh? Oh my god. Grandpa fucking threw me under the bus, dude.
So did you give him the 20?
I had to.
That's not
Grandpa
worth it, bro.
made me.
$20 for your shoe shine. That's not worth it at all.
Even good.
I
So-
do. You can
You
do it
just
by
ended
yourself.
up with some soggy shoes.
Yeah, right.
Right. Some
I was
guys
probably
just
wearing
like-
these fucking shoes right here.
Right. Like, what do you need to
Nasty.
You gotta shine
Grass
those.
mowing ass.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, getting scammed is fun. That's why you walk down in any city now and you're like, people look at you and you're like, no.
Nope.
People ask me, they're like, hey, have any spare change? I'm like, no, I use card. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, if I feel really generous, I'll give
No.
people some cash.
No, I'm
We-
heartless.
Me and David did that one time. We were coming to visit. We were coming to your house, and that guy, he came. He was just. We didn't. He didn't like come. He didn't approach us though. I just rolled out my window. I was like, hey man, like I'll just give him like $5, whatever. And so we gave him money, and he was just like, what? He got so excited. He's like, what time is it? We're like, oh, like 11 o'clock. He's like, okay. He just like sprinted out of the down the street and out of
Getting
our
his booze.
sight. Dude, he could. Yeah, who knows, man?
Pretty sure they close at 12, man.
Probably.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't give people money, man.
Yeah.
So, I'm a greedy fuck. That's
As
it.
am I.
Yeah. Phew. Yeah, you want to talk about that? Fuck. This motherfucker wouldn't give his friend like a penny. Actually, that's not true. He gave me 2 once for my birthday. Fucker.
Yeah, for your next thought.
Yeah, 2 pennies for your next thought. He did that to me 2 years in a row.
2 cents for your next thought.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's your birthday gift and your Christmas gift, and
Yeah, he treats me well.
It's gotta be a redneck thing.
Yeah.
hey, you gave them back to me for my birthday.
Yeah.
so fuck
You wonder
yourself.
why? You gave him to me first. I was like, I'm repaying the favor now.
Hey, I mean, if you were the better man. and got
Oh,
me
yeah,
an
yeah,
actual
yeah.
gift,
If I was
would have gave you a gift too the next birthday.
No, I'm not into that. I'm not into being the better man.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Well,
What's like going on when we're 50? Every year you're gonna come over, like, hey, I got you a gift for your birthday.
Want to know something?
You know something? A quote from my loving grandfather.
I fucking love you, Grandpa.
Dude, me
He
too.
calls me a thief, but like,
Dude, we were driving to get my new van, and he had one of his friends with him. And he was just roasting the fuck out of his friend. I'm like, Grandpa, you have to be nice to people.
coming from you.
Nah, dude.
Where do you think I got it from?
Once you reach a certain age, it's like if they're your friend at that age, like they're gonna be your friend for the rest of your fucking life. You don't have to treat them like.
You know what you call my grandpa old?
Yes. How old is your grandpa?
72, I think. Right?
72.
Man, he was. He was with him today.
yeah, he roasts on his friends all the time, man. He was roasting his friend Eddie today because of, man, I don't know if anybody knows, but like, for like
Construction
out of
in
state
Michigan.
people, yeah, there's construction in Michigan is just hell.
They
bro. It's a hell zone.
They're tearing up like 3 roads in a row, and all of the crossroads are fucked
In the
because
general area.
of it. Yeah.
Yep.
I live 5 minutes away from here, and it took me 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up. But so his friend is like telling my grandpa, he's like, well, you know, you gotta be able to like pick the right time to go out, you know, and start doing stuff like maybe later. And grandpa's like, Eddie, goddamn it, you never get out of the house. You don't understand. And he's like, you know, people gotta drive, Eddie.
People gotta drive.
Yeah, they gotta get places, you know. And he was boosting on Eddie, man. I felt bad.
Yeah.
And then the other day I saw Eddie, and he was wearing like a pair of overalls or something.
Oh my God, dude! Like, yep,
And-
Eddie was wearing overalls yesterday when we were getting my van. He just kept saying that Eddie should be on FarmersOnly.com.
Holy shit.
I like walk up, Eddie.
That's actually a fucking good one though.
So Eddie,
He fucking nailed him.
Eddie comes over to my grandpa's house because he's helping to go pick up my van. He's wearing these overalls. He comes in the house, and my grandpa looks at him and goes, God damn it, Eddie, you look like you should be on FarmersOnly.com. And he's like, he's making fun for walking like an old man. I'm like,
Yeah.
Eddie is an old man.
He's fucking busting up.
He's like, why are you walking like such a old fucker?
It's like, dude, my back hurts, dude. I have hip pain.
So,
That's incredible.
yeah.
That's our grandpa, man.
Dude, what did he say to Ken when my Geo broke down like 2 years ago? He said something really
You
bad.
remember the
I don't know if we
racist
should-
ass
I'm
shit
not-
he said to Shigan on Halloween?
Oh my God, that was like 4 years ago. That was
Nah, he said something racist and homophobic in the same sentence. Like the first time I ever met him. Yeah.
It's weird though, because he's a very accepting person. He
Yeah.
just says these things because like that's what's acceptable to say in his groups of people.
Right, for sure. I get that though.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I have gay people in my family, so it's like, and he's never rude to him. He's never like, he doesn't mean what he says. I just don't know why he says it.
It's like, yeah, it's weird. He thinks he's gonna get like a reaction out of it. I mean, like, sometimes positive. Like, he thinks that's just what's gonna fly. And it's like, no, dude.
Man, he used to say some busted shit about San Francisco when we were on our way there because that's
Oh
like
my
the city
God,
of
I
the gays.
bet, yeah.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. Comedy gold. Being in a car with him for 2 weeks straight, man, it was rough. I don't know if he listens to these, so I'm trying not to say mean things about my grandpa.
I thought he
Is that-
did listen to him.
I think he listened to the one, like the second one.
So the one with me.
Yeah, the one with you. Because he yelled at me for having you on.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought you said you weren't gonna have your thief friend on. Sorry, Grandpa.
Haven't stolen a single thing ever.
That's what I said. I told him, I'm like, I don't think he's stolen anything in his life. But you know,
He just looks shady.
yeah. He said Alex was a thief too.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not special, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
We're all thieves. So, yeah, I don't know, man. My grandpa's a goofy guy.
Sounds like it. I forgot. He said something one time at your birthday party that just cracked me up, but I cannot remember it for the life of me. But it killed me. It was like he walked through the door and was just like, "Where's Kyle?" He just like went crazy. I was like, "Oh my god, I love this guy."
Dude, my birthday last year was so lame. That was depressing.
Sorry. Let's have an
You like
actual
your
party
present?
this year, bro.
Shut up.
Throw a Rager Project Exit.
Okay.
Just destroy your dad's house.
Wait.
Just
Wait a minute.
light the neighborhood on fire. That's what happens in that movie.
I mean, I don't even know if I want to do anything this year. My birthday's in a month.
Yeah.
It's just another day. That's
Nah,
how,
fuck
I,
that.
that's how I
Nah.
always view
Fuck
birthdays.
that shit, bro.
Mostly because nobody loves you.
Damn.
Oh, man, the look he just gave me.
You know you love me.
Yeah.
You only young ones. Go crazy. Go
YOLO.
buck wild.
Wait. Nobody laughed at that? I
You
thought it
said
was
YOLO? Yeah, no.
Yeah, go kill yourself.
Wow.
That's insensitive. You
That
can't
is
say that.
insensitive.
Come on. Yeah.
Or you're never coming on these.
Damn.
I thought I would have a birthday party again, but I don't think I will this year.
Why, dude?
Yeah, I don't know.
You gonna have
Oh,
a pinata
Clay's
and
last
cake?
party was great,
It was
man.
excellent, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing of
It was just-
bad happened.
It was so family friendly.
It was family friendly.
I
is what
enjoyed
she
seeing
said.
Pastor Pete again.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't all that, but I thought maybe I'd do like a beach thing or some shit.
Dude.
There you go.
Airbnb, a beach house.
Could be.
Oh,
Wow.
dude, we should find a beach house for my birthday.
I,
So you
I
can
said
pass
we
out in
could.
it.
I want to do something for your birthday because I
Let's
like
get a
it.
paddle boat.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm looking at you like I did. I
Paddle
told you.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What'd you say? I'll just listen to the fucking podcast.
Exactly.
What time is it? Yeah.
You'll find it later.
All right. Anyways, see, like I'm on the fence. Like I want to not do anything, but I also want to do something.
No, you should because the day of your birthday you'd be like, wow, I'm fucking sad.
Dude, we should go. We should go up north.
We could. What? Definitely.
I always make sure I
Definitely.
take off my birthday.
My place will be open. I think by June 3rd, right, Pear?
Yeah.
Should be open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice little area to, worship
Worship God.
God.
be a good Christian child.
Yeah,
and
good
not
place to do that
anything
kind of
bad.
See
stuff.
Pastor Pete.
Pastor Pete.
I don't know if I want to bring him in the woods.
Invite him.
Man, I was at work, and like I am almost every day, and
Yeah.
one of my coworkers was, I don't even know how it came up, but we were talking about the N64.
Wow.
That's my favorite console.
And
All time.
I was thinking, yeah, I was gonna ask,
Straight
what's
up.
your favorite old console?
Mine's N64.
I think mine's the Dreamcast.
I never had a Dreamcast.
Perry and I did.
GameCube by far, bro.
Oh hell yeah!
Nah.
See, but I'm
GameCube.
thinking I think that's a
Nah.
different generation of game consoles. That's the one above, because N64 and Dreamcast are the same.
Yeah.
If you
I
want
don't
to
know.
like,
The GameCube.
I didn't get a
was,
GameCube
like,
until I was like 8 years old, so it was part of my childhood, but like not
Whenever-
like
The
my
GameCube, PlayStation
days.
2, and the Xbox original are in the same gen.
Yeah.
With the N64, I'm talking about N64.
You talking about
Dreamcast.
old? All right, fine. The SNES. Thing.
That's too old. I'm talking.
Holy
Do you not
fuck.
get it?
No, I don't get it. You said your favorite old console.
Between the N64, the Dreamcast, and what was the other one in that era? There was one more. As the PlayStation original, wasn't it?
PlayStation
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
fucking have a
okay,
PlayStation
out
1.
of that,
Yes, we did.
PlayStation 1.
We barely fucking used it though.
Yeah, because it sucked.
Yeah.
GameCube was
I
superior.
had almost everything. I didn't have a Dreamcast.
The
though.
Dreamcast was great, dude. Super Magnetic Neo, best game ever.
Nah, that's
best,
too obscure.
Best memories with any sort of console is still the GameCube from my
Oh,
childhood.
definitely.
Like
GameCube was great,
fucking
dude.
Mario Sunshine.
Kirby Air
dude,
Ride.
Paper
Kirby
Mario,
Air
the
Ride,
Thousand
bro.
Year Door.
Thousand Year Door is probably the best
dude.
game fucking ever, dude.
Huh? It's so
I never
good.
played that.
That game is so
Are you
good.
uncultured?
Yeah,
I
well,
guess
what the
so.
fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry,
Sorry.
man. I was a Banjo-Kazooie guy,
the
bro.
two main games you gotta play off of the GameCube is Mario Sunshine and the Thousand
I
Year
never
Door.
got into
I'm,
Sunshine.
wait,
I
I want
beat
to
that
say
game
my
like 3
favorite
times.
GameCube game, and I want you guys to just roast the shit out of me for it. Okay?
This
Are you
would be
ready?
Probably some whack ass.
Hold on. You're not even gonna be able to guess it.
But
Flintstones.
Ice Age
Princeton.
2: The Meltdown, bro.
No, I love that game.
Okay,
I
okay.
fucking
That
love
was
that
so-
game.
that
It
game
was so
tight.
good.
You were Scrat. You played as the fucking squirrel.
Yes.
And it was so fucking awesome.
Dude, I am so happy
Yeah,
you
dude,
said
I
that.
love
That
that
game
game.
was actually really
I think
good.
I still have it.
I do too.
That
Y'all
game
ever
slapped.
get some whack ass games for like PlayStation or GameCube when you were younger that your parents bought?
That
you thinking you'd
Scooby-Doo
like
game,
it?
Oh my god, yes. What
The
was it
Scooby-Doo-
called?
Darkest Night or something.
Darkest
like,
Night.
like 100.
My ex-girlfriend
or
played
something.
that too.
No, it was,
I didn't know she had
no,
it.
it was
until-
Scooby Doo like Night of 100 Frights.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
what it was.
I had that. Now the wackest GameCube game or PlayStation, I forget which one it was, but
The
it
Tom and
was
Jerry
fucking
one.
Smurfs Racing.
What the fuck?
I know.
Zapper.
How the fuck do you find it?
Fucking, I was Papa
Zapper.
Smurf.
Oh my god,
Fucking
we're gonna hook up
Zapper.
my GameCube when we're done with this and play some of these fucking
Yeah,
games.
see, I wish my GameCube
Zapper
didn't
was
fucking break
weird.
out.
That was a weird game.
That game felt like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but it was
with
just
the
that
cricket.
level of like obscure.
Yeah, I didn't even fucking
You
remember
could get
that.
like chopped in half in that game, dude. It was
Yeah.
fucked up.
Wow. And then there was Billy Hatcher, which was one of my favorite GameCube games.
That game was cool.
Where you're a kid. I don't even know the fucking story of this game.
You get a
you're,
chicken soup.
Yeah,
You gotta save the chickens.
You have to save the chickens.
Oh, I
The
know
whole
that fucking-
premise.
you used
The
to tell me
whole
about
premise
that
of this game is you roll around an egg, and they're different eggs. Different eggs have hatch different things, and you use the eggs to get through the levels. And it's a 3D platformer essentially.
Yeah.
That was a fun fucking game. I ended up actually deleting my dad's history on that game, and he was at the end stage, like the end boss. And I accidentally deleted it. I also
Did
did
he
that
beat
to
the
him
shit
when
out
he
of
was
you?
playing Bomberman Generations, which was my favorite GameCube game. Bomberman Generations is the best fucking GameCube game ever. I fucking love that game.
I never
Bomberman
played it.
Jetters is a close second. When they released the Switch version of Bomberman, I wanted to die. It was so bad. I'm like, dude, what the
was really-
fuck is this?
It was so depressing, dude.
It was terrible. It's nothing like Generations, bro. That game was a masterpiece.
See, now you mentioned, your close second. Obviously, I already mentioned my favorites, Thousand Year Door and Mario Sunshine. All right, my two seconds that were tied was Pokemon Stadium
Stadiums.
with Umbreon and Espeon, and then it's I don't know, you want to call it a sequel because it related to it story wise was Gale of Darkness. That one with the Shadow Lugia, that shit was good too.
Yeah, it was fucking nerdy. Anyways,
I had Pokemon Stadium, but I had it for N64.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
Because their stadium in the Coliseum was for the GameCube, GameCube, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun game too. I didn't even. I remember it being like
Did I say
4.
Stadium earlier?
Yeah, I think you did.
I
Oh,
meant
that's fine.
Coliseum.
You fucking poser.
Yeah,
no,
fucking
right?
fake.
Fucking loser.
Yeah, I only have fucking a.
Did you get a haircut?
Bulbous- yes.
Nice, I like it. I noticed that wasn't as terrible today, so. So, you know.
Yeah, no. Fuck you. I got
I
this
knew
haircut like a week ago.
I like my beard.
Looks like. Never mind. No, no.
No, I haven't shaved in like
Where's your
4
fedora,
weeks.
dog?
I know, it's bad. It's really bad. I keep forgetting to. Just like I go home at like 11 o'clock and I just take a shower and I go to bed.
Nah, hold on. Let me be you.
Why don't you
Dog,
shave while you take a
shave
shower?
your face.
You need to shave your face. I need to shave my chin. You grow whiskers. I actually have chin hair, you fucker.
Nah, I've been getting more fertilizer lately.
Sure, yeah.
Fertilized.
You know what I'm saying?
What? No, actually, now that you said that, I don't.
I know what he's saying. I kind of don't want him to get into
Clay
it.
knows what I'm
I know
saying.
exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, nah, don't worry about it. I'll tell you
Coming on your
after
own
this.
face.
No.
Eating
The fuck?
ass.
Nah, not that.
Close.
Nice.
Yeah,
But
right.
no
I know.
cigar.
I got it.
Okay.
I got the joke,
I
but
got it.
it was bad. So.
Now, you know what my dad always says? Because,
Oh
I grow more
God! You
facial...
can't say what he says in public.
you know...
Like, just stop right
because
there.
I grow
man.
more hair on my face than my dad does, and
Mm-hmm.
he's always goes, calls me a fucker, and then he goes, "From all those years of eating pussy is rug burn. Rub that shit off. The follicles can't grow it no
God.
You see
more."
what I mean
was
when I
like,
said he's not allowed to say it?
Yeah, and I look at him, I'm like, Dad, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, please.
I wish I talked to my parents like that. Dad, shut the fuck up, dude. Incredible.
I remember the
and-
first time I told my dad to fuck off. He was getting ready to throw a snowball at me. I said, Dad, fuck off, man. And he said, what? And he chucked that shit at me.
Classic.
So.
Yeah. When did we start cussing around our dad? I feel like it was super young.
I still don't even cuss around my parents. I'll say like hell, and then I'll apologize to my mom. Like, oh, sorry, I'm cursing because I'm a fucking
my
bitch.
God.
But
Wow,
you're
you
a
are
baby boy.
bitch, dude.
because they used to yell at me when I would be like 12. I'd say like, "Damn it!" I would get like scolded, bro.
That's
my
ignorant.
That's disrespectful. I'm like, dude,
My mom still
okay,
yells at
sorry.
me. My dad don't give a shit, though.
I swear around both my parents. And it's gotten so bad now. I swear too much. It's.
Oh, really? I don't ever fucking
I swear
swear.
way too much. Fuck off. Oh, shit. Oh, God.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
You're right. I can't stop, dude.
Remember when we said, "Are we gonna swear on this thing?" Like, are we gonna say swear words on this podcast?
I don't know who the fuck
Somebody
said-
said that shit, and I was just like, "Who the fuck
That's
do you
baby
think
boy
we
It
are?"
was probably you.
I wouldn't say that.
It was probably David.
I think it was David.
David's
Like,
a bitch.
I can't have a conversation and not swear. There's no way.
Yeah, that's kind of pointless. Swear words aren't
Imagine
bad.
trying to
They're
dance
just
around it.
accentuated. They're good words.
They're just words, man. Words
They're
have no
not
meaning once you
crap.
give
There's
them
no
meaning.
such thing as a bad word. It's just
Straight
the
up.
meaning behind it is.
So they're bad.
But they're not bad because you give them
Yeah, I know.
you give them that
give
meaning
them the
so that they're
meaning.
bad.
Do you remember on the last
For
podcast when we
example.
talked about coming? and
Yeah, we
peeing.
talked about.
Man, I wish I could listen
We
to
talked
it.
about masturbation for like a really long
Not up
time.
yet.
Go in the drive, idiot. You have full access to the whole podcast.
Is it in the trash
Dude, I
can
noticed
still?
something. I
No,
noticed.
the current episode isn't. You're stupid.
Episode 5. No, I looked in the drive last night.
I can show you right now. It's fucking on my computer.
Fucking where?
You know, everyone in our group chat
I
is
see
an
the one
admin
cast,
except for
that's it.
Kyle. I noticed that the other day.
Huh?
Everyone's an admin except for Kyle. I don't know why.
Me?
Wow.
Because he left the one time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
get pumped
and then
yeah.
Because y'all were fucking roasting me
Yeah,
as
dude.
usual.
We would be.
Dude, it's
we weren't even roasting you that bad.
Why does it say it's uploaded, but it's gone? I must
I can't listen to any files from my phone. Shout out
Get a
Apple.
better phone.
App ho.
I can't
Yeah, I
hear
don't know what the
anything.
fuck it is. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, fuck you.
All right. It was in there. I'm sure David deleted it on accident.
Fucker. Let's go find him. Let's go
Like
beat
he
the shit out of
deleted
him.
his front bumper.
I want to see his car.
You can't say that, Kyle. Yeah, I wonder what the fuck. Dude, if it's totaled, it's probably
we're
bad.
probably gonna see it. There's gonna be like a little like dent on the hood. It's like, dude, my car's totaled, bro.
No, he's not the one who declared it totaled. His insurance company did.
yeah, fuck insurance.
I'm
man.
sure he busted the radiator, and they're like, "Oh, it'll be like $200 to fix, so we're just not gonna fix it. It's totaled."
Bastards.
That's why I just don't report that shit. Fuck.
Right.
Just keep driving it, dude. Fuck, who's
keep
gonna stop
going.
you?
The police.
No, I've never actually gotten close to even totaling a car. The most I did, which I did talk about, was bumping my Impala on a car in front of me.
I used to hit when I first got my license. I used to hit cars all the time, but like I would never like fuck them. I would just like tap them. Are you okay?
Fuck you,
Did you say
dude.
Baba Booey?
He burped. He fucking burped. It's something our dad does. Anyways,
Yo, Hunt.
this minivan will never get into a bad accident.
Yeah.
Man.
Knock on wood, bro.
See, it's not gonna blow up. I'm just gonna total it. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be completely different.
Matt ever tell you when he sideswiped a car?
Which man?
Alright, Big Matt.
Okay.
And
Yeah, he did with it.
and,
Yeah.
and he stayed there for like 10 minutes, like waiting for someone to come out. And no one did, so he just drove off.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. We need his last name and his address so we can.
He got a new car, so you can't prove anything.
He lives in Ohio now.
Yeah. Ooh, you're a fucker, dude.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't want to give too much away about David's situation, but it's stupid. It's just a stupid
I'm
situation.
sure the next podcast after this one,
Yeah,
it'll come in and be like, "Ah, my car."
Yeah.
And,
Well,
you know.
yeah, because he'll be here from now on. I just remembered, like, I
home
have it in my
forever.
head that this will be the only one he's on for another like month or so. But like, no, he'll
it's
probably
summertime,
be
baby.
recurring.
Shit, this gonna be the only one I'm gonna be on for probably like fucking like month or so. Unless
Buy
I get,
another mic, asshole.
unless I get like,
We all gotta get personal mics.
I want to do that eventually.
We could.
I mean,
Well,
I
no,
already
that's
have
how
a,
most people do.
I already have a headset and shit for that.
No.
We're talking
cool
about
with that.
professional grade shit, okay?
Yeah, like this mic here.
Yeah, mine is professional grade. That shit was like $100-some. Got it for Christmas.
Look, dude.
That's by headphone standards, though.
Yeah.
Headphones and it's got a microphone on the side.
The microphones on the side of headsets are always fucking shit,
Nah, this
dude.
one's really
I'm
good.
telling you, Kyle, you need something like this. This is a studio mic.
Whatever.
Anyways, Clay's looking at the time.
I was just curious.
We are a little bit over. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes, which isn't too bad. If anyone has any closing thoughts, though, anything else to talk about?
No.
I don't know. I'm just like hyped for the townhouse.
Yeah, I'm really
Hopefully.
excited about it. And luckily with this car, since this car was impeccably taken care of.
You won't have to worry
I
about it,
won't-
so you can actually save.
Yeah, like I
funds.
mentioned, my uncle who owned it before me, he restores cars for a living. That's what he does, and he did all the work on this himself. And there's no check engine light. I'm not used to that, dude. All my
Oh.
cars have had that shit.
That's scary.
I know, right? I don't trust that shit.
Yeah.
Mine came on because of a fucking exhaust leak.
Yeah,
Still have
you
to
know, it's
fix
like
that.
it's always stupid shit, but like this car,
Mine
it's
comes
old,
on
right?
and then turns off and doesn't come on for like
It's
another few
probably
months.
exhaust stuff,
Yeah, it's something
depending on the
stupid.
weather and stuff. But yeah, so knock on wood, I'm not gonna have to fucking put money into this car, and I can actually start saving because that's the one reason. Back to the saving money, I never could because my
The
cars
would always
suck it all
fucking
up.
explode.
Yeah, man.
To be fair, Kyle, though, sometimes you would put money into your car that wasn't necessary.
Like what?
I can't think of an
The
example.
rims.
But
Oh,
that
I did buy
definitely-
rims,
Yeah.
stylish rims, for my car.
That's why
Then
you
what?
just
Then what
plastic
happened
your
after you
current ones.
bought those rims, Kyle?
Nothing.
The car
Did your
blew
car
up.
fucking explode after you got rims?
No, they exploded after I got tires.
Oh.
Which is necessary. oh, you don't need new tires. They were only 10 years old, Clay.
Sorry.
Fuck you. I got those rims months ago.
Okay. All right.
Fuck you. Damn. So, anyways, David will be on hopefully next week to talk about his life and how shitty it is. Hendrix will indefinitely be postponed on the podcast because he sucks. No, it's because he has a job.
Yeah,
that's very busy. Dude, just start asking for Fridays off, dude. Fuck
No,
it.
I can't do that.
Yeah, sure you can. Just be like, I'll work every other day.
No,
but Friday.
I literally can't because Darren is probably gonna be quitting soon.
Yeah, they all say that.
And
Darren's gonna be there for us his life like you guys too. It's fine.
shit.
Shit. You guys, you know it's fucking true.
Dude, me? I ain't gonna be there. Fuck that.
Oh,
That's why I go to college.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't look at me like that. Anyways, Perry and I are gonna be recording an episode of OneCast today, actually. So, because I know that's another thing we've been postponing because my life has gone to shit in the past couple of weeks. I haven't had time between cars and work and
Hasn't it
stuff.
always been shit?
Shut up. Literally, I'm never inviting you on again. That's your last straw.
That's it,
3
bro.
strikes, you're out, asshole.
Hey, you
You're
should know
toast,
this.
man.
We're
Get
best
out of
friends.
here.
Come on.
So, anyways, yeah. Keep an eye out. I don't know when it's just gonna be done.